I didn't steal my husband from my best friend. She lost him and we found ourselves. Lost and found, careless owner. Hello, this is John and you're welcome to Life Stories with Pussy. I know that I've been gone for like a month. I know. The month of May was very busy for me. I had a lot of deadlines that I needed to sort out. Then I had family engagement, and I'm so glad that I'm back here. I want to say thank you to everyone who checked on me. Some people sent me mails and they were wondering what happened to me, and people just wanted to know if I was fine. Good. I'm excellent. I'm very good. I just was very busy and I couldn't find the time to sit down and do this. So thank you so much for checking on me. I really appreciate your concern. So many things happen in me on social media, but I think the one I want to speak to is the fact that we need to be careful the kind of things that we put out there on social media. We shouldn't put out things there just because we feel like it at that particular time. We should look at the larger picture. Because in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, you might not hold that same ideology or idea any longer. And in 10, 20 years' time, you might have attained a particular position, or you might be wanting to attain a position, and then people just come out with the videos that you did 10 years before and then immerse all the things that you have done, all the achievements, all your work. Because one of the things that we know is that the internet never forgets. People can go back 10 years to go and dig out the things that you said, and they would use it against your future self. So whatever that we're putting on social media, let us be very careful. Don't let us act on the spur of the moment. You get? Let us be very careful about the things that we put out there. Because what you put out there and how you comport yourself on social media tells us who you are. Because right now you might think, oh, I'm just catching cruise, I'm just catching cruise, I'm just being young. But another 10, 20 years, you find out that that particular thing that you put on can be a determining factor for a lot of things. Another thing that amuses me is how people use their business handles to troll other people. Like, you want to comment on somebody's page and you're using your business handle. Why? Because whatever you put out there tells us who you are. And the moment we have, the perception that we have about you, it's very difficult for you to tell us that's not who you are. So be very careful about the things that you put out there. Yeah, okay. That said, let's dive into today's story. Out of the loads of stories that are in my DM or in my WhatsApp and all that, this particular one jumped at me because of the heading. And it says, I didn't steal my husband from my best friend. She lost him and we found ourselves. I didn't steal my husband from my best friend. She lost him and we found ourselves. When I saw the heading, I was amused because it reminded me of something that we used to do in primary school. Maybe you find somebody's pencil on the floor or you find somebody's pen on the floor, and then you go, lost and found, careless owner. Can you remember? That's what the story reminds me of. So come along with me and let's go into the story. So she goes, hello, Busi. I've listened to you a couple of times and I believe you have great wisdom in responding to live issues. Thank God for wisdom. So she goes, is there a written or social law that states that you can't fall in love with your bestie's ex-husband years after? She goes, let me give you the back story. Okay, let's listen to backstory. So she goes, Emem and I grew up together in Surulere. We went to secondary school together. Emem's father used to work at flour mills and her mom was a banker, so they were comfortable. They had a car while we didn't. I stayed on the same street on Jubilee Martins then. My parents were struggling. My father had lost his job while my mother was the one holding fort, but they tried not to change our school. So Emem's parents saw me walking to school one day and they picked me up. Prior to that time, I knew Emem in school, but we didn't used to talk. When our parents found out that I was quite intelligent at a prize giving ceremony, they made sure that they got Emem to be my friend so that I can influence our academics. From there, we became friends. Once or twice, when my school fees weren't paid early, our parents came through for me. In that same area was Flo. He wasn't in our school, but we knew him. Everyone had a crush on Flo, and I did too. I thought it would be a passing thing, but it graduated into something deeper. Now, Emem didn't like Flo, or that's what she made me believe. She said that Flo had body odor and didn't speak English well. She said that Flo's mother was selling in Lawansing market, and that was below a class. And her parents wouldn't allow her date that kind of a person. We had actually seen Flo helping his mother sell in the market once or twice. All that didn't deter my love for Flo. Emem knew it, and so she told me that she could get me and Flo talking. She went to meet Flo and told him that I had a crush on him. Flo told her that he liked me and had been looking for a way to talk to me. That's how Flo and I started dating. We were 17 years old at that time and we had finished secondary school. Then my father died, and it was such a traumatic time for me and my family. It was during the summer holidays and we went to the village for almost 3 months. When we got back, I started hearing rumors that Emem and Flo had a thing. I spoke to Flo first, and he told me that yes, he had a thing with her, but I was once, and that he was sorry because it was me that he loved. He was a year older than us. I went to Emem's house, but she refused to see me. I had to leave the area because my mother couldn't continue paying rent, so we ended up at a control area. It was a bit of a distance, and though Flo and I tried to maintain the relationship, it ended abruptly. I couldn't go to the university because of our financial situation. I lost touch with Emem and Flo. Years passed and I stumbled on their wedding pictures on Facebook. It was painful even then because I felt like Emem stabbed me at the back, but I let it pass. I reconnected with a male friend on Facebook and we started talking, and through him I was able to make my way abroad. We eventually got married and I had a child. It didn't last. We counted our losses and we moved on. I went for our high school reunion 5 years ago and I learned from other old classmates that Emem was divorced. I looked through their social media profile and it looked like it. She had changed her name and I wasn't seeing pictures of she and Flo. 2 years ago, I was at a Nigerian party and guess who I met? Flo. He confirmed that he and Emem were divorced. He said that she cheated on him and didn't respect him and all that. We reconnected and old flames were ignited and we soon became an item. We both have a baby now and we plan to get married traditionally in Nigeria, and we are planning towards that. Only for me to send invitations to our alumni WhatsApp group and I started hearing people talk. They said Emem claimed that I was the one who destroyed our marriage because I was having an affair with her husband. A marriage that ended about 6-7 years ago, where the both of you are legally divorced. And I met Flo again in February 2022. Some people are saying that even if I wasn't the cause of their breakup, that the fact that Flo was married to my former best friend, I shouldn't have engaged in a relationship with him. So in recent times, she's opened communication with Flo again, something that she didn't do in years. Even to see his children had been a battle. All of a sudden, when she heard that we're getting married, she started calling that the children would love to see him, blah, blah, blah. I know what she's trying to do, and this time, I'll make sure that I give it to her. Do you know that she's reached out to my mother and she went to report me that I took her man? The annoying part is every time I call her, she wouldn't pick. I've sent her mails to desist from this rubbish. Now, my mother is telling me to cancel the traditional for a while because she doesn't like the fact that I'm marrying Emem's ex-husband, considering what Emem's parents have done for me in the past. You know, this is interesting because, like I said, this is a case of lost and found, careless owner. But the first thing that came to my mind when I read this is I need to see that Flo because I really want to see the reason why best friends, ex-wife, new girlfriend, ex-girlfriends, are fighting all over him. This is such an interesting and complex story. Like, ex-girlfriend becomes new wife. Ex-wife is ex-girlfriend's best friend. Ex-wife married flowed. It's such a complex story. But on a serious note, first of all, there's really no written or social rule that says that you can't marry your best friend's ex-husband, as long as you were not the cause of that breakup, as long as you were not the one that destroyed the marriage. You get? So yes, I really do not see anything wrong with you getting back with Flo. I mean, you said with your story, you were not the one that caused their breakup. You met him 2 years after. This was like maybe like almost 5 years after or 7 years after they broke up. They were even legally divorced. So everybody is entitled to find happiness again. I feel like everybody is entitled to a second chance, and we find love in the most interesting places. I really don't think there's any social law that states otherwise. When you find love and it's your second chance at it, I know you want to give it everything that you have. So I don't really think that there's any problem with that. But there's a but. I hope that this guy is worth it. I really hope that he is. Because I hope that you're not trying to play a game like, oh, I had him first, she took him from me, and then I had him back. I hope that's not the game that you're playing. Because you really need to be true to yourself. Because you already have a child from another relationship that did not work. Now you have another baby for a man that is in this kind of complex situation with your former bestie. You get? So in all this complexity, I really hope that this guy is worth it. Because you've been married before, you have a child for him, he has children with your bestie is already calling, so it's all getting very complex. And I hope that you know that if your friend is as petty as you have painted her, if she's as petty as you have painted her, I hope that you know that she will not back off. Because you see, there are some people who are like, if I can't have him, you can't have him either. There are some people like that. Like they are like, if I can't have this thing, you can't have it. And they would rather destroy that thing. There are some people like that. And I hope you know that she would always be in your life. She would always be in your lives because she has children for the man that you want to marry. She used to be married to him and she has children for him, and they would always be in the picture. So the question is, are you ready? Are you mentally, emotionally, physically ready for all this drama? Because sincerely, there's going to be drama. And if you're not ready for this drama, I'll tell you that it is not worth it. And that's why I said, is this man, do you think this man is worth this stress? Do you think this man is worth the struggle? Because one of the things that you said is that the lady has made the children of the man's very scarce. Like, the man had not seen his children for years. And now she's making a comeback and using the children, as a stepping stone to come back or whatever. So I hope you know that this man would always love his children. And because this woman had made his children very scarce, this man would want to do everything to be able to see his children. He would not abandon his children. He would not say, because you guys used to be besties and you guys are fighting over me. He would not, because of that, drop his children or abandon his children. These are children that he has not seen in a long time. These are children that he had when he was young. Do you get? This, I mean, you and him are having another set of family now, but that is his first family. That was his first family. And those children would always be there. So even if his wife is not in the equation, those children would always be there. Are you ready for that drama? If you are not ready for that drama, my advice to you would be to count your losses, step back, and go and build your life separately. Because I can see a lot of things that will happen in the future. She's set for war. Emem is set for war. And it's going to be a showdown. You get? Except God changes our mind. or maybe she finds a man that she loves so she can actually leave flow for you. But if not, be ready for drama. Be ready for drama. And if you know that you do not have the capacity or the strength for that kind of drama, for that kind of emotional strain and emotional pressure, where you'll be trying to manage your husband, manage the wife, if you are not ready for it, count your losses and go. Because love is sweet now, love is sweet and everything. But this lady, if the person you say she is the person she is, she would lure your husband. Yeah. She would lure your husband back through her children, and she will get your husband to probably have something with her, and she will throw it on your face. And if that kind of thing happens, you'll never be able to trust that guy any longer. And that's why I'm asking the question. I hope this guy is worth it. I hope this guy is going to stand his ground and actually just face his children and leave Emem alone. If you are not sure of that, if he still has some feelings somewhere for Emem, because somewhere, if he still has some sort of feelings from Emem somewhere, Emem, this person that you have described, will get the roots and try to bring out that feelings out from that man. And she would use her children. Because you know that story that he told you about Emem being the reason why the marriage failed? Take it with a pinch of salt. Not many people come out to tell you the part that they played in a relationship that has ended or in a broken relationship. Not so many people come out to tell you truly the things that they contributed into the breakdown of that relationship. So you never know what is happening to him. You never know whether when Emem shows up again, old feelings would be ignited again, like it was ignited with you. Please, if this is a game that you are playing, stop it. If it's not a game and you are genuinely in love with this guy, maybe you had always loved him and you are still in love with him, make sure that this love that you have, you are giving the same energy with this love. And make sure that it's really into you and he will stand for you against Emem. If he's not going to do that, or it doesn't look like he's going to do that, then leave it alone. Because I will tell you that Emem is not going to live without a fight. Because I really do not know the reason why this man is a prize. You get that? The both of you have to start fighting over him. And I hope that is worth fighting for. Because if it's not worth fighting for, there's no point. Well, I think your mom is right about you not doing the traditional yet, like postponing it. I think that she's right. And I think that you should go with that. I think that you should wait and see how all this plays out. I need you to remember that you have come from a relationship that did not work. You have a child from that relationship that I believe that you are taking into this relationship. This man has a child from his own relationship with your former best friend. You are bringing your child to this relationship. You cannot tell him not to bring his own children into this relationship. And if he's going to bring his children into this relationship, I tell you, the children will hold on to the thread of their mother. Do you get? So you need to be very careful about how you want to play this thing. You need to be very careful. Do not go into this with the idea of, I'm going to show her, she took my boyfriend before and then I'm going to tell you. Don't do that. Just be calm. This is not a game. Marriage is not a game. You get? Marriage is not a game of who wins or who does not win. You need to give this time. Guys, what do you think about this story? Do you think that this lady should go on with a traditional wedding and damn the consequences? Or do you think that she should wait just like her mother has told her to wait? I think that she should just wait and see how this thing plays out. Well, I'll be in the comment section. She'll be in the comment section. So till next time when we come your way again, my name remains Esohe Dele-Davids. Bye.